I just watched Jeffree Star's video, and I'm bothered, but not for the reasons you might think. I think Jeffree handled it incredibly well, how everyone in the situation should have handled things from the beginning. Tati may have gone in too hard in Bye Sister, but owned up to it in Why I Did It. Jeffree went in extremely hard with his tweets and promises of exposure on Snapchat, but owned up to that here. The acceptance of responsibility for one's actions is key, and I think Jeffree of all people knows that the most. He knows by the very model of himself that people are capable of change, and him being someone whose past is continuously brought back to haunt him, knows that the first step to that is being allowed to change. He has grown so much, yet people still try to label him by his actions and words from years ago, essentially denying him that ability, yet he persists. He likely knows that if he were to do an expose video, due to the fragility of subscribers' investment in these people, as demonstrable by the sudden redistributions of subscriber counts every time someone uploads a response, James would likely not be allowed that ability. This is beyond influencers not disclosing sponsorships or shade being thrown behind the scenes. This is someone's entire career on the line, and I feel Jeffree realizes this and doesn't want to be the one held responsible for its elimination, held responsible either personally within his heart or publicly in his reputation. But would James even allow himself that ability? Personally, I think not. I think his retaliation in No More Lies made that clear. The video was incredibly weak, and in many ways only served to strengthen some of Tati's original points. In attempting to defend his actions pertaining to security at Coachella, he inadvertently proves her point about honesty and loyalty by admitting he sought out a sponsorship from a brand he's expressed dislike of in the past. For what? A good time? His justification for doing so only strengthens Tati's argument, as it demonstrates he holds a fun time with friends as being more important than honesty, loyalty, or integrity. But rather than taking her message to heart and implementing change, he attempts to discredit her by nitpicking insignificant details in her story. What I think bothers me the most is that James Charles gets praise for his, quote, maturity, whilst acting like a brat, and when Tati and Jeffree do the mature thing, the so-called stans are too ignorant to see that, and rather side with whomever has delivered the most recent clapback. This isn't a rap battle, or diss track exchange, or Elizabethan insult match. The, quote, winner isn't determined by who has the best clapback, because there is no winner. If Jeffree did conduct a full expose, what would happen? James would be out of career, his remaining fans would lose their favorite influencer, Jeffree and Tati would lose a close friend. Jeffree henceforth would be known as the person who took away James Charles's career, and Tati would be known as the one who was ultimately responsible for that. Do you think any of them really want that? There are so many people involved with uncountable investment in one another, investment in mind, body, and spirit. So if Jeffree did deliver on his promises, all those connections would be severed. I think Jeffree likely realized something to this effect. He realized that were he to deliver on his promises, he would be exemplifying the very behavior that lies at the heart of the criticism directed towards James. This is also why I believe Tati released Why I Did It. The only way to get through to James originally was to, in a way, sink to his level. But due to the magnitude the situation escalated to, which was predominantly due to the prominence of this clapback-based anti-discourse, they realized the best thing to do was to take the high road and exemplify what better behavior would be, rather than continue down the low road. So in a way, I am disappointed. Not that Jeffree did the responsible thing, but rather that by the very fact of him not partaking in this pathetic mode of anti-discourse, which Jeffree denounces in his video, he is essentially allowing it to flourish. Sad, isn't it?